Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. It's the big game, the North London derby. I mean, the magnitude of this game is just crazy, and it just doesn't boil to the top four. It boils to so much more, and I'm just nervous just speaking about. Okay, but first let's just understand what this game means. This game is probably the top four decider for me. I think if Arsenal win this game, literally also have complete top four, because it means Tottenham, it means if Arsenal win, we would be 7 points ahead of Tottenham with 2 games left to play. Obviously that means if Arsenal even lose the next 2 games, it means Tottenham cannot get top four. Okay, it's massive for Arsenal. But with Tottenham on the other hand, if they win this game, they are straight back into that top four. I mean, the importance of this game cannot be underestimated. I mean, this is firstly, both teams even being in the top four race is just like, it's surprising, because if you look at the start of the season, also just finished 8th with Mikel Arteta. Spurs have Nuno. They're going through a horrible run. Nuno gets sacked. Conte comes in. There was a bit of hope that Spurs might just creep into a top four race, but no one expected Spurs and Arsenal to be the teams. I mean, Manchester United, what a fall off. I don't even want to speak about them, but the fall off Manchester United have done, and credit to Arsenal and Tottenham, because they have fully taken advantage of it, and I think whoever gets this top four spot fully deserves it. I mean, let's just look at the last 4 games. I mean, only just 5 games ago when Arsenal lost to Southampton and Tottenham won, it looked like it was all done. Tottenham were going to get top 4. And then suddenly, I mean, you can't even predict football, yeah? Tottenham go on for the next 4 games. They lose to Brighton, they draw to Brentford. Arsenal win the game against Chelsea and Manchester United, and Arsenal are suddenly back straight into the top 4 race. I mean, you can't predict football, and that is why it's one of the most craziest sports. Arsenal 4 wins in the last 5 games, and if you look before the last 5 games, it was 3 losses in a row. Tottenham 2 wins in their last 5 games. Yes, granted, Tottenham have beaten Leicester and Aston Villa, maybe not the greatest team, but still a win's a win. And for me, this game is, I know I've said it, but this game is so important. In terms of which team needs it more, I think both teams have a lot on the line. I think if Arsenal don't get top 4 after all that money they spend, I think it's going to be a huge disappointment. I mean, the position we're in the driver's seat, it's basically in our hands. If Arsenal don't get that top 4, it will be really embarrassing, and it will be a bit of a failure. With Spurs on the other hand, there's arguments. I mean, there's news reports that if Tottenham don't get top 4, Conte is out the door. He's going PSG, and I'm not going to blame him, and I wouldn't even be surprised if Conte goes and does. I mean, the caliber, I mean, Tottenham knew what they got when they signed Conte up. This guy is not just your average manager. He's an elite manager. He's a manager that can sit on the table with the Peps, the Guardiolas. Okay, he's that level of type of manager. And if this guy isn't getting backed, which he feels like if he doesn't get top 4, he probably won't be backed. He's out the door. I mean, he got a few signings in January. I mean, yeah, let's just talk about Spurs signing. I mean, they signed Kulusevski and Bentancur, 2 players who I thought maybe, they were not going to do that well when they first come out. I was scared for Kulu, because I felt like also were linked with him, and I knew that he looked like a decent player when I did see him play. But what a player he's turned out to be. Probably one of the signings of the season, up there with Diaz when he, on terms of signing of the season, impactful. Both players really helped Spurs in the last game. So obviously Spurs have just played Liverpool. I think Spurs were so unlucky to not win that game. I think if I was a Spurs fan, I would be so angry. A draw in isolated results against Liverpool is a brilliant result. At Anfield, drawing to Liverpool, and considering you played better than them, it's a brilliant result. But the problem is, it just gave Arsenal a 4-point gap ahead of the North London derby. And what's good for Arsenal in this game is that Arsenal don't need to win this game. If things go as things should go, is let's say worst case scenario is that we lose to Spurs, okay, we'll still be 2 points ahead of them. If Arsenal then just go win the next 2 games, we're in top 4. But like I said, I don't want Arsenal going into this game with the mentality of let's just not lose. Let's not lose. I hope Arsenal go and win against Tottenham, because if Arsenal go and beat Tottenham away, just think about what statement that would send out. I mean, going to your rivals, your direct rivals, and winning, clinching top 4 in their stadium, it would just show a huge shift in club culture, and I think that's what Arsenal have been missing. But Spurs, on the other hand, look, Spurs always beat Arsenal in their stadium, okay? I don't even remember the last time we beat them, and this is the first match that Arsenal will be playing Spurs in the new stadium with fans. I think we played them last season, but it was with COVID. Only a certain there was a limit to how many fans can come. But look, the most important thing is Arsenal just have to go there and not lose. Okay, a draw is acceptable for me, but a win is perfect. I've seen the press conference. I see Mikel Arteta is very excited, and for me, that fills me up with hope. I mean, if Mikel Arteta is feeling confident, then as a fan, it does fill me with confidence. I mean, we just look to, obviously in the season we did beat them 3-1, but in terms of that result, I mean, they did have Nuno. This will be a different Spurs team. Obviously, they're under Conte, one manager. This guy, we shouldn't underestimate Spurs. But like I said, man, this is a very big game, and the most important thing for this game is Arsenal just remain compact. I would prefer if Arsenal sit deep a bit and hit Spurs on the draw, because we have to remember Spurs are the one who have to go and win this game. And if you've seen something, Spurs are not good at breaking down low blocks. Spurs are a really good team when they're being attacked, and they can hit teams on the counter with the likes of Son, Kane, Kulusevski. The front line, the front three line is dangerous. Okay, it's very dangerous, and that's what Arsenal need to be aware of. In terms of the lineup of this game, I would go for the exact same lineup we went against Leeds United. However, I would bring back Tomiyasu as a right back, opposed to a left back. I think Tomiyasu needs to play right back so he can deal with Son, and I would probably put Cedric as a left back. I would also bring back Ben White instead of Rob Holding, and maybe if we are getting into the final minutes, maybe bring Rob Holding into the game just to shore things up. But other than that, I think the team is perfectly fine. Spurs, I think they're going to go for the usual team. It's probably going to be, I'm guessing, Lloris, probably Ben Davies, Eric Dyer, Romero, probably Emerson. Then they got Højbjerg, Bentancur, Sessegnon probably. Then they're going to go for Kane, Son, and Kulusevski. So their team's going to probably be like that. But what Arsenal need to do is just remain calm, because that is the first 20 minutes of that game is going to be so cagey. And like I said, this game is going to be so important for Arsenal, but hopefully Arsenal go and get that win. Even a draw is acceptable, but we need a win would be perfect, and hopefully it would seal our top 4 hopes. Am I feeling confident? Not fully sure, man. Not fully sure. I'm still feeling a bit nervous. You know, it's a North London derby. You just don't know who's going to win. This football is so unpredictable. But yeah, let me know in the comments who, you guys are, how you're feeling. Are you feeling nervous? Or are you feeling scared? Are you feeling confident? Let me know in the comments, and what would be your lineup. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys next.